2021. It's nearly impossible to find someone that doesn't consume some type of content from YouTube. And with the ever-growing number of creators making careers out of it, it's super easy to think YouTube is your best friend. But in reality, it's actually the opposite. Let me explain why. Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're having a great day today and welcome to a new Ben David. Today we're talking about why YouTube might not be that good for you as a creator if you get sucked in. Now, what do I mean by that? Saying that YouTube is bad for creators is a pretty bold statement, and I don't mean it entirely. YouTube is an amazing platform and honestly, we can get a lot out of being a YouTuber. With that said, sometimes the nature of YouTube is great, but the way its algorithm works isn't. The YouTube algorithm pushes you to follow all the trends and do what's popular, and sometimes it's the right thing to do. But on the other hand, it can make you unoriginal. YouTube runs on numbers, and it doesn't matter how much you love what you do, at some point you're going to be like, man, that's such a shame that my original content isn't getting much views. Maybe I should try doing something more trendy, and from there you have 4 outcomes. The first is that you make the video and it still doesn't get much views, so you're getting back to your original content. The second outcome is almost the same as the first one. You made a trendy video and this time it worked. You got the exposure you wanted and then you go back to your original content. The third is almost the same, but this time it didn't work out. This time instead of going back to your original content, you're just thinking to yourself, it didn't work out with this one, it will work out with the next one, and you continue making trendy content, and it becomes a cycle. The fourth outcome is that the trendy video you made got a lot of views, so you make another one. And then this one gets a lot of views, so you make another one. And so on and so forth. The problem with the third and fourth outcome is the fact that when you're making trendy content, you're not thinking for yourself. You're just following a pattern someone else made and copying them. And yes, it's still going to be your take on it, but in its core, you're just still following a trend, and by the time something has become trendy, there are thousands of people making the same thing. So it's hard for content consumers to get excited over something they've seen 1,000 times. And when you get addicted to following the trends, you stop being yourself, and that's the worst thing that can happen to you as a content creator. People come to YouTube to see the true you. They're going to watch you because of your personality, and when you create a character of sorts, you force yourself into being someone else, and that's a pretty big toll on your mental health. You have to stay in character because you want your audience to like you, so you fake your reactions and personality. And that's a hard thing to do that most of the time won't lead into something good. You'll just feel miserable for needing to be someone else, and then you start hating the content you're creating. And that might lead you to quitting the thing you love doing. So what's my solution for this with all of the wisdom I gained from being a small YouTuber with only 109 subscribers? Stay true to yourself. Even though it might take more time, people will come to see the real you. And yes, it can be hard, especially because YouTube and other social medias push you to follow the trends. It's just the way it is. The best example for it is Instagram saying that they're no longer a photo sharing app, but instead a video entertainment app, trying to copy TikTok, because that's what's popular. It might be great for some creators because you're getting a heck of a lot more exposure than you would normally get with a normal post with reels and everything. But for video-centric creators that build their audience around photos in Instagram because it was a photo sharing app, that's a terrible thing to do. Of course I can try and stay relevant by creating some reels, but that's not the thing that got them started in the first place and probably not the things they love doing the most. And that, like I said earlier, can lead them to hating the things they love doing. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's good to make popular content and you do need to develop with the times if you want to stay relevant. I mean, just look at Reels. I don't know how many more views you can get by posting a Reel than a normal post or a story or something. It's just insane the amount of exposure you can get. I know I gave it as a bad example earlier, but for creators like me, or for video creators, it's an amazing thing. You can make content no one's interested in, because then no one's going to watch it, and that's why YouTube tries to push you to make more popular content. And in that regard, it can be your best friend, because when you create popular content, you're probably going to get more views. And that may give your channel the boost it needed. But, and stay with me because that's a big but, when YouTube forces you to make trendy content all of the time in order to stay relevant, it forces you to become someone you're not. And that's what I mean when I say YouTube is your worst enemy. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. With all of that being said, I still believe that you should pursue a career as a YouTuber if you're into it. Just make sure you stay true to yourself.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
Avocado!